Ninja's back. Okay. Post frequency is not every week right now, but as I figure out some life things. But to make up for it, I'm still gonna give you a video a week. I just haven't been doing it every single week, right? So I'll just dump a bunch of videos there for you guys. But yeah, so to make up for my lack of regular posting right now, y'all two awesome people that follow me will get access to the super awesome all you need to know to get started with the katana tutorial. Right? Ain't that gonna be fun? So special tutorial for today. We're gonna cover a lot of things. Usually I like to keep these focus on one thing. You can choose this week to focus on learning all the basics with the katana. Okay, so basic number one is how you're gonna hold it, even if it's on your belt. I'm not gonna have it on the belt today because I like to swing it around. Right? Never rishi like that. That's silly. Okay, always use your hand. Cool. See how much easier that was, right? Okay. Sorry, ninja got ADHD. So how you hold your sword, right? Always have your thumb here, ready to unlock, relock, and be careful. Okay. If you plop it out, alright, make sure you put your thumb to the side carefully. Okay, not like right on the blade as you're pulling the blade out, or no, you'll have two thumbs on that hand. How fun does that sound, right? No fun. Okay, so keep your thumb on there. Finger at the base. Hold it nice. Okay. When it's time to get down and dirty, break the seal. So this thing here, alright, is like locks your sword in there. Okay? So you roll your thumb here is supposed to hold your sword so that it don't slide out when, let's see, you go and you got to pick something up and okay? And let's see what happens. Don't have your tongue like this, man. Okay? So, that's what I could recommend. Locking it like that. Okay? Like this. Not like that. Like this. On the side a little. That way, something happens, it slide out. Oh, your thumb, it falls on the side. It slide out like this. Oh shit. Now 2 thumbs. 3, I guess. Okay. So, eyes. Hold it on the side a little. And when it's time to battle, all you gotta do, look at it. Take the sword out. Okay. So step 2. Now you know how to hold it. Okay, even if it's on your belt. Even if it's on your belt, always hold it like that. Because it's on your belt, you're gonna bend over, and it's gonna slide out. Alright? And Ninja did this. Ninja did this 7 years ago when he got his first sharp sword that he ordered dull, but they shipped the sharp one. And Ninja was a young ninja and not experienced with sword, and so he went and he thought it would be respectful to bow, and oh shit, the sword slewed out, and he was like, oh well, it's a dull sword, I would grab it by the blade, and I ended up getting a pretty sharp bite on my thumb there. So always hold your sword, even if it's on the belt, okay, like this. That way it don't fly out. Like these, it won't fly out, right? Simple. Okay. So, even though you have a little lock on there, sometimes these things, they don't work after a while, okay? So, hold your swords. Alright, enough babbling on that. Unsheathing, alright? So, first, before you unsheath, you want your stance. to be solid. Okay? A bit like a fighting stance. Both feet pointing forward. Okay? No alpha thing. Both feet pointing forward. And that's going to keep your energy forward. Now you can kind of grip your feet onto the floor. You can kind of remember all those exercises I taught you to help bring your energy a little lower. Connect that energy to the sword. And when you want to unsheath with your left hand, right? Because your sword should always be on your left side. With your left hand, what you want to go and do is get ready. So if a target's coming at you, first thing you want to do is not grab for the sword, but aim for the target, alright? And move your sword forward a little. Okay, and as you do that, your hand meets in the middle. Okay. And you're gonna wanna, when you grab your hand here, just tilt forward a little, or backwards to your fingers like this, so that you can really grab it solid with your pinky. Okay. If you go too fast like this, your pinky has no power on it. And you'll learn later on that your pinky is what gives the power in your cut, right? It's the one finger you want active on there. So make sure you got a good grip with your pinky. Okay, so as you move forward, grip from the pinky first. And as soon as that pinky's on there, you can pull that sheath back, right? And then flick that forward a little as you feel it being entirely out. Now make sure when you pull that sheath back that you're going straight, because if you go like this, what's gonna happen is the sword's gonna pop right out of the sheath and I'm gonna go right through your hand. You don't want that to happen. And so you practice unsheathing with the sword, gliding on the bottom of the sheath. And it should be fairly silent. And if you feel the top of your sword rubbing against the top like that, that is not good, my friend, okay? You're going to end up with a missing finger, and I don't want you to. So, take some time, okay, and practice your unsheathing to be always a bottom rub, right? No top rubbing. Okay, so unsheath smoothly, and again, that's where you pull the thing back, and once it's out, then you cut. Okay. And what happens in the cut? That's why you want that pinky finger to be on there. Just look at the kinetic chain, right? It goes to the pinky finger. If you grab via your index, you don't have that leverage. Here you do. And you hear that? So that's brings us to the next part, which is the cut. And when you cut, you want to hear a whipping sound like this. And no, not like that, right? So the whipping sound, which we call the hasuji, which is the one word that I'm confident about when it comes to katana things. Yeah. Anyways, so the whipping sound here, it tells you a lot about your cut. Now, there's lots you can go about. Maybe I'm going to do a whole video on the hasuji, alright? But just listen for that whipping cut. That means you did a good cut. Okay, and you'll start to be able to fine tune your cuts as you learn to know what the sound is telling you. Now, okay, so what did we learn so far? Holding the sword. Great. Like this. Now, the target is incoming. I get in stance, and maybe even at the same time, I prepare by aiming and getting ready to cut. Okay. So what's left is resheathing, and then we're done. Okay. So resheathing might be one of the trickiest part, maybe one of the coolest parts to do. Oh, I forgot. I guess this is not a very essential part of learning how to use the katana. So we'll get into it later. It's more of a traditional thing. Okay, so we'll just get to sealing the sword here. And maybe I'll keep those for other videos. Okay. But so again, hold the sword with the thumb. Unlock. Unsheath by pulling back. Cut. Resheath. And for the resheath, notice that I put my hand a little bit on top of the mouse so you can't see it, right? And like hiding the koiguchi, right? Some people will like seal it very tight. But yeah, the whole idea is you want to create a little rail for yourself, right? And for God's sake, make sure when you do this that you don't have the sharp side on your fingers, because that's a poor ending, my friend. So not only that, even if you were gonna do the sharp side like this, get it in there and force it in there, what's gonna happen? Your sheath's gonna shatter, and it's gonna shatter right through your hand. Alright, the actual technique. So you wanna kind of like give lips to the fish mouth right there. Koiguchi. And yeah. Okay, another word, the katana word of the day. Koiguchi. This is the koiguchi. No bad finger. Sorry guys. Koiguchi. Okay. Fish mouth. Koiguchi. And so you give it some lips there, blah blah. I think you figured that out by now, hopefully. And then look, you put the back of the blade, not the front, the back of the blade on your hand. Ow! Don't hammer it too hard, but that won't hurt. Okay? Softly. And look, you can whoop, whoop. Okay. And like a pull cue, once it hits those two fingers there, you glide it on. Okay. And you don't want to actually have it like too tight. Here's the reason why. Okay. Well, here's what's going to happen is when you're going to resheath your shoulder, you might cut the meat of your hand again. So, like, just have it a little there. Just enough so that you can pinch those two fingers. Use it like a pull cue. And once you feel that, once you rub around here and it goes click, click, click. That's what you want to be feeling for, that little click, okay? And with this, boom, boom. Once the tip has gone through, and be careful because some of those tips will like cut your meat there too, right? So not too much pressure. Boom. And then you align the side, the sheath, and you move the sheath forward on the sword, okay? Now all that together, shoot, target arrived. Oh, and cut. This, which we'll talk about in another video. Put that thing back. Look at this. Boom. And then, boom. Hands together makes it easier. Okay, if you want to learn to quick resheath, you gotta learn to like aim that in there, which is a little hard, right? But you can quick resheath that way. Do not slam your sword like that. You're gonna force that thing in there, never gonna come out again. Okay? Last time. Thumb. Remember the thumb. Step number 2. Aim. Stance. And get ready all at the same time. Make sure you grab it with your pinky. And that you're not doing that to your sword, because it's going to go right through your sheath, okay? So, unsheath by pulling the side back and keeping the back of the sword gliding against the side. Now, that is out. Boom. Now you cut. Shoo. Listen for that Hasuji, which I've totally wrecked right there. There you go. Okay? I'm not getting into cutting directions and where to land your sword today. Just don't cut your fucking leg off, please. Use a practice sword. Come on. And, okay. Pinch. Slide. Put the tin back if it's at your belt. Slide. Put the tin back. Get out of your stance. Keep your stance until it's back in there. Make sure your thumb's back on there. Okay. Make sure that's on there. And then, yeah, you got your little sword basics right there. Practice that. Okay. Walk around with it with your thumb on. Scare your friends. And yeah, try and be mindful. Still practice. Sometimes I notice I'm like, oh, I did that wrong. I did that wrong. So yeah, be mindful of these things throughout the entirety of your practice, because your life depends on it. You're playing with a 42-inch knife. Yeah. What you think about it? Hey, good night, guys.